Hello, welcome to Rita's Kitchen. What's cooking? In case you're wondering and just watched my how to make yogurt video, which I also made today, I am wearing the same shirt and it is the same day. Today I am going to be making one of my favorite dishes. I am making one of my favorite dals. My grandmother used to make this. It is super simple, super easy to make. My mom uses Toor Dal. I am using moong dal as well as a Toor Dal because I don't have enough Toor, so I'm doing a combination of both. Still delicious, two of my favorite dals. First things first, I am going to be using a pressure cooker. Not necessary if you've got the time and you want to go ahead and boil it for 45 minutes, maybe an hour, depending on how your heat temperature is. I have pre-soaked 1 cup of lentils for about 15 minutes just to give it a nice wash. Some people like to soak it overnight. That reduces the cook time, of course, and you don't need a pressure cooker in that case. I'm going to drain this water and then add my lentils to about 2.5 to 3 cups of water that I have in my pressure cooker, just under half. Now, the great and easy thing about this lentil recipe is that I don't use any garlic, I don't use any onion, I don't use any tomato. It is simply lentils, and then I'm gonna top it off with a very, very easy tempering. But one key ingredient in this recipe is Garcinia Indica. Not to be confused with Andy Garcia, that happens. But it's also called Kokum, for those of you familiar with it, used in a lot of Indian dishes. It almost has a similar sour flavor like tamarind. Similar, but very, very different. Just lightly wash and soak your kokum flowers in warm water. A lot of times you're gonna find a little bit of grainy sand or dirt on it, and when you wash it, it still doesn't come off because it's so fine. So when you soak it and just leave it sitting there, I'd say for at least 20 to 30 minutes, it kind of lets everything settle to the bottom of your bowl, allowing you to then nicely pour the water as well as the flowers into your dish. I use about 4 to 5 full flowers. There's little pieces because they're all broken up. You want to do this before you go ahead and start boiling your lentils, only because it's going to add extra time later. Coming back to my lentils, all I'm adding is my salt to taste. I use 2 flat teaspoons, and I'm going to be adding half a teaspoon of turmeric. Turn my stove on to a medium high and cover it up. It's gonna take about 15 to 20 minutes. I'm going to give it 3 whistles if you are making it in a pressure cooker. If you're boiling it on the stove, make sure you're continuously stirring because the lentils will start to stick to the bottom of the pot and you don't want that. On a medium heat, I'm going to go ahead and add in my oil. Once your oil is nice and hot, go ahead and add in your dash of Hing. You'll see it kind of bubbling. That's how you know your oil is hot. Mustard seeds. Go ahead and add my chili in. Turn my heat down a little bit under medium. My tempering is ready to go. Let's release the pressure from the pressure cooker. Ready? Be very careful with this part. If you're not in a rush, it's okay, just leave it there. It will release on its own. Use a towel or a cloth or a paper towel because this is hot to remove my whistle. I always open it away from me. I'm gonna turn my stove back on to a medium low. This consistency right here, the lentils aren't quite cooked in. I'm still gonna boil it for another 10 minutes. If you want it a bit thinner or more liquidy, at this point you can go ahead and add in some more water, which is what I'm going to do. So I'm going to turn my stove to a medium because I'm going to be adding in cold water, and I'm going to add in another cup of water to this. So I'm just going to actually very carefully just take the flowers out and add them in. Optional, you can add chopped green chilies at this time. I am going to be eating it with a very spicy dish, so I am not adding in green chilies today. I know, strange, right? So just very carefully, go ahead. Any mud, any dirt, anything like that is gone to the bottom. And that's it. I'm gonna leave just all that there. I don't really see any mud, it's mostly just flour. So I'm gonna give that a boil for about 10 minutes. And once it comes to a boil, I'm just gonna keep checking the consistency. The other thing I'm gonna do is just, I wanna mash the lentils up. So when I'm stirring, I just kinda like to press it against the side. Go ahead, or to the bottom, depending on the type of spoon you're using. So 10 minutes, bring it to a boil, and we'll check in and see how it's doing before we go ahead and add in our tempering. 10 minutes are up. My lentils have come to a nice boil. Everything is kind of nicely blended and become one. But if you'd like to, and if you have it at home, curry leaves or curry pata. So you can put that in your tempering and just cook them. I only put kokum, kokum, the fruit we're using, never mind. Come to a boil, turn it down a bit. I'm gonna go ahead and add in my tempering. All right, I like to get a little bit of lentils in there. Get it all out. You can serve this with some rice. You can have it with roti. You can have it as a soup. Really, you can have it any which way you like. If you'd like to top it off with some fresh cilantro, now is your time. Go ahead and chop up some cilantro and put it on there. That's all that goes in there. Super simple, super easy, and really fast, and just so comforting and delicious. And I'm now going to turn this off and try a bowl of it. Thanks for watching Rita's Kitchen, What's Cooking, and I will see you guys in another kitchen very soon with another recipe.